Pickaxe.
5-day early access to every Cast Party episode, including Nocturne, ad-free episodes, behind-the-scenes info, exclusive bonus monthly one-shots, access to our community Discord where our community plays D&D games together, has game nights, and hosts so much more, all for less than the price of a single cup of coffee per month. Aren't convinced? Try out a free trial. 7 days free to check out the content that we offer only exclusively on our Patreon. Patreon.com/castparty. Support your favorite D&D podcast, all while getting some awesome perks. Patreon.com/castparty. See you there, cast and crew. Welcome, cast and crew, back to Nocturne, A Curse of Strahd Tale. My name is Ryan McManus, and I will be your director for today. You can find me running the Cast Party socials at Cast Party D&D, or on my personals at Ryan.McManus. And I am joined today by my lovely cast and crew, hopefully not split up for this episode. We have Vince.
Welcome to my intro. My name is Vince Perino. I will be playing Theren, the man of hope seeking retribution. You could find me at all whatever socials at Dr. Stoice.
We got Christian.
Hey gang, what's up? It's me, Christian. I play Tannis, a chain forged in blood. And you can find me on all my socials at Captain Carlson. It's either cpt.carlson or captain.carlson, one of the two.
We have a May.
Hi, I'm a May. I play Zielle.
It's a May.
It's a May.
Mario.
A singular May, to be specific.
I play Zielle, who's here to slay in all meanings of the word, as always. And I'm Melefe on the internet.
And back for his 6th intro, I think, we have Jose.
Hey everyone, this is Jose here, playing the best beard in Vallaki, Mr. Alizzato Incubo. Just another soul wandering in perpetuity. Just today on this episode, a nice shout out to May for just being really awesome. So
Big,
there we go.
true.
My heart right
So
now.
real.
But also, fuck this shit, let's just fucking rage.
I'm out of here, bro.
Yeah, bro, actually.
We started with Ollie and Tannis after quite the gruesome sight. The crowd dispersed and they approached the stage to do what they thought was right. Alizzato mourned for a man who lost his life due to Isaac, though Tannis thought that move wasn't really the wisest. They made their way to the stockyard, a bomb was to be planted. As we moved to the orphanage, where some stairs we landed. Theren and Zielle prepped for what could be upstairs. As they ascended and scanned, they did nothing but stare. As they peeked on in to the empty rooms, Zielle found something on the beds, some sort of demonic rune. Taking the time to scratch them out, Theren heard mumbling up above. A small child threw the floorboards and off came the gloves. They found the hatch to enter up into the attic to find a boy and a kitchen knife, definitely not problematic. They tried to speak with the boy, but his sense of self was long gone. The demonic voice took hold. It seemed the boy was just a pawn. It had a job to do, and you all were in its way. A fight broke out, and it would make sure this was your final day. It swiftly crawled across the wall, spotting its locket in Theren's pocket. With sharp claws, it reached inside him, like a plug entering a socket. His blood began to seep, though not red, but sludge black, as Theren and Zielle took their own turns to attack. A devastating shatter, while Zielle channeled divinity, the demon was turned thanks to you thinking skillfully. Amidst the fight, we flash back to the stockyard, a half-orc guard lazily waltzing around this godforsaken wooden ball. Ollie would be the distraction, while Tannis' still hands planted the device. Approaching, Cruzal halted you, but was desperate for some spice. Bored out of his mind, Cruzal sparked a convo with Ollie about art and family, while Tannis snuck in finally. Though jealous of the conversation, Tannis planted the bomb safely, before looping all the way back around to get in on the talk gracefully. Back to the orphanage and a pool of blood, one failed wisdom save from our friendly purple bud. His vision encompassed by this sludge-like liquid, only to see a blood-red moon and a silhouette so wicked. A visit from his patron, a long time coming, and offered another deal, either that or nothing. Argon Vost Holt. Blood was to be spilled on the floor of the dragon, and Baron will be fulfilled. Coming back to, Zielle tried to shake him. We have to finish this now, as they band together on a whim. Channeling a smite through Theren's large sword, they shattered the demon's locket and made their way toward the unconscious boy Felix, and brought him downstairs, where Milivage met you all, showing that he can't help but care. The kids were safe and you threatened Millie about the bones. He said he'd meet you in the morning with a very distasteful groan. Claudia went off for a reward and brought Zielle a fan. 2 magic items down and 2 more left to hand. As we cut to the boys who found an old lady lost in the streets, Meemaw had arrived to provide her rent and ran into these 2 freaks. Meemaw handed over a banana cream pie, some gold, and weird trinkets. Alizzato found a liking to the rock, while Tannis snatched the coin in minutes. Meemaw departed, and you're all just kinda here. But now the question I ask is, what the heck you gonna do now, dears?
Dears? Aw.
As we are gonna start with Zielle and Theren. As you just exited St. Andrew's Orphanage, leaving Milavage, the children, and the headmistress behind to deal with the Felix situation, you make your way down towards the main road. What are you 2 doing?
Theron's pretty silent the whole walk.
Shocking.
More than usual.
Okay. Well, that's pleasant. I am kind of walking less silent, more just pensive, I guess, as we walk along. Zielle didn't have any visions or anything of that sort, but definitely a human being possessed by an evil thing and forced to kill someone does have some effect on her, so she's kind of reflecting, meandering silently towards the inn.
As you guys waltz down the street towards the main center of town, before you can go west towards the Blue Water Inn right off the corner street, you see 2 brooding lads covered in banana cream pie.
Covered?
At least Alizzato.
Listeners, I want you to know that the 2 of them, Christian and Jose, just held their hands up in the air like they were caught red-handed in a criminal act. And
That's what I think the vibe is. I mean, I don't think Tannis puts his hands up, but I do think the eyes would insinuate that he's been caught.
Hi, guys. You look like 2 feral creatures. What? Hello? Have you eaten today?
Tannis wipes his mouth with the back of his hand very quickly and then dusts himself off, shrugs his shoulders, and clears his throat. He goes, "No, we just part of our investigation was a pie."
Yeah?
You, and I guess when I'm looking at you guys, is there anything like about you guys that's off-putting, like visually? Any like clear visual signs of what you've been up to, or is it just us covered in banana pie and you guys look like you just came from the cleaners?
Zielle is fine. Theren, however, you can definitely see this. It looks like his shirt was stained with a pool of ink right around his left lower abdomen. Looks like it was stained and is now thick and is starting to crust over. Pure black.
Clocking that, I'm looking for an immediate ammunition rebuttal to try and get the heat off of me and Alizzato for this banana cream pie.
My beard is covered.
I'm like trying to like slide a handkerchief to Alizzato while gesturing to Theren.
But when you pass me the handkerchief, you wiped the banana cream pie with your hand. I wipe your hand with my hand and I just put it in my mouth.
Oh my God.
I walk barefoot and I am a creature of the land. Don't judge me.
I think, yeah, as Tannis is about to, he's saying something and then he just sort of like yelps a little bit. Good God. Okay. Theren, what is on your clothes? Is that ink?
Theren doesn't really clock you talking to him at first. You can kind of see he's just like, he's afflicted by something and he's looking down at the ground more than usual. Almost like he hasn't listened to anything anybody has said. Deep in thought.
Hey, maybe we should go back to the end to discuss everything, not out here. Yeah?
Tannis is going to toss another look at Theren and then just back at Zielle. There's a slight sneer when he comes back to you, Zielle, but then he nods. And then he turns to Alizzato and he just sort of looks him up and down and is like, when I handed you the handkerchief, it was so you could wipe the banana cream off of your face.
I don't want to wipe it. I want to keep it as a treat for later.
Let's just go to the end.
Very well.
Theren can react however he pleases, but I'll, put an arm around his shoulders as we walk to, kind of, just softly guide him. Like, hey, we're gonna keep going, buddy.
When you do, he'll snap out of it a little bit. You can see his focus kind of gets back onto everybody else.
As your eyesight raises, Theren, and you begin walking towards the western road that would lead you towards the Blue Water Inn, only about 3 or 4 houses down on the right side, you two do pass these stocks. the big stage at the northwesternmost part of the town square, where you and Zielle both see a dismembered corpse of a middle-aged man, strung up by their arms like a piñata. Everyone seemingly ignoring it and just walking around like everything is normal. It was not there when you walked past previously to go towards the orphanage.
Theron's eyes are going to glow brighter and look towards Tannis and Alizzato. Was this you? What is this?
Don't pay too much mind, boy.
Tannis very openly, just a look of like anger and annoyance as you toss that accusation, rolls his eyes and shrugs it off. Wasn't us. Don't look too close. You're gonna make it obvious.
Suni, please guide their soul with love. Zielle just say a little prayer under her breath.
Walking past the somewhat gruesome sight, you make your way back to the Blue Water Inn. It's quite bustling now that it's about 4 or 5 in the evening. Definitely busier than the last time you've been here. You see the usual faces, Danica behind the bar, serving patrons, Ricky telling his glorious stories to the wandering children, anyone who will listen to him, pretty much. And your booth, empty in the corner, if you so wish to speak and chat.
We could also order food and drinks to the room. I don't know what you guys did today.
Tannis is already at the bar ordering wine. Yeah, we could order more for the room, I guess.
We could get a bottle.
Great idea. He turns back to Danica behind the bar and he goes, "Can we get 2 bottles?"
3 meals too, please, if you could. The shepherd's pie is fine.
An entire bottle to yourselves.
You one for me and then one for the group. Do you have any soup?
I'm sure I can arrange that.
I'm gonna bring them up to the room, Danica. Don't worry, we won't be any trouble.
Thank you, Sweet Pea.
I'll just kind of be hanging back from the 3 of them, but I guess I'll walk up to Danica and I'll go,
Hi, love.
Ollie.
Danica. Look, I'd like to ask you for a favor.
What's that?
and I just slide her a gold piece.
Can you put that on an empty table for me?
For anyone to just come and take?
Well, no, I'd buy a drink and just leave the drink, and whoever can take it. It's for the poor soul out there.
Oh, I heard about that.
Do you have something that I can wipe my face with? I ate the most delicious thing.
You know, I wasn't gonna ask. I appreciate that. I wasn't gonna ask about the beard, Ollie, but you look like a mess. Let me get you a towel or something. Here, how about this? How about instead of me just leaving drinks and food around, how about the next person who comes up, I just comp their tab for the night?
Yeah, sure. That works.
Do you have a name that you want this to be in honor of?
Banana cream.
How about BC?
You know, that's not what I said, Danica, but you are smarter than me,
Alizzato, it's going to be a little confusing if I say banana cream to a random stranger.
Very well, very well.
She reaches under the bar, pulls out a washcloth for you. Just leave this here. I'll have food and everything sent up in a minute, whenever Erwin can get around to it, all right?
Thank you, love. And again, apologies for the other night.
Stay calm up there, okay?
No promises.
Big smile.
As she turns away and goes back to the back door, pushes it open slightly. It is a swing door. You can see her conversing with Erwin through the back door.
All right, shall we?
I guess when I've got my stuff, yeah, I'll just head up to the room. Wine bottle like tucked into one arm and like my bowl of soup in my other hand, like very carefully walking it up the steps.
You guys have 3 rooms here, so you can take your pick on which room you go to.
We can go to mine as long as you guys aren't going to trash it. Wow. The silence is deafening.
I'll look to Zielle. If you'd rather, we can go to mine. I don't mind if there's a small mess. As I look both them up and down again.
All right, fine. We'll go to Theron's room.
I'll lead everybody in.
As he lets everybody in, I'll kind of linger by the door frame.
Alizzato has taken post right by the door. Theron's room looks like no one has touched it. The sheets look normal. Nothing's moved. Nothing's touched.
Tannis looks Theren in the eyes and then sits on the bed, like directly in the middle of the bed, just to mess up the sheets. Set the wine bottle on like one of the bedposts a little bit precariously. Start digging into the soup. the vibe from Tannis is just a very clear, challenging sort of passive aggression. I mean, honestly, like lowercase passive, uppercase aggression.
I'll just grab that small chair and bring it over and put it right in front of Tannis just so he has a little spot to put his food down if he'd like. A little table. I will go just to the corner of the room and sit down against the wall.
Zielle will plop down right at the foot of the bed, so probably like right between Tannis and his wine, even though there's probably not really like a lot of space, and just like pull her legs up and sit cross-legged. I'll take off my boots because I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just want to sit on the bed, so I'll take off my boots, sit cross-legged on the bed.
From the door, I'll just kind of, if anybody's taking notice, I'm like a shy dog, not really wanting to come in. I look down at my bare feet and I just kind of like look at my hands and my beard, and I'm just kind of like,
yeah, well, I don't want to, to get this whole place dirty. I could go back to, my...
Come in.
Ollie, we have to close the door to be able to talk. That's why we came up here.
Right, okay, all right.
come in, but I'm walking on the heels of my feet, and they're pitch black underneath. As soon as I get enough from the door, I'll just kind of like sit by it.
So what were you two up to?
Saving kids, killing demons.
Tracking the bones.
Should be an official Vallaki slogan at this point.
We tracked the bones to a gravedigger who lives at an orphanage a little ways over. He had been bitten by something and was very, very ill, and so some of the other kids were afflicted as well, and that led us to discovering a demon-possessed child upstairs who had murdered another child and his parents, and we got rid of it. Not without trouble, but it was fine. We're fine, right, Theren?
Does any of this sound familiar in my time here, or is this very new?
This would all be new to you. Probably the only thing that stood out to you was the orphanage. You know, there's only one in Vallaki, so it has to be St. Andrew's Orphanage. You probably know Milivaj as well. He's almost like a shithead teenager, very angsty, eyebrows furrowed at all times. Doesn't really take shit from anyone.
Except when he's fucking dying.
Why would you say it like that? Except when he's dying.
Because he was dying.
Except when he's fucking dying.
I will remind him.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying, we don't have the bones for the hallowed ground yet. We have to meet with Millie again tomorrow. He was getting a little teenagery.
I hate that fucking kid.
To be fair, he said he was looking out for the other kids at the orphanage. I think he was trying, but we're supposed to meet him at the church tomorrow morning to, I guess, find out more about these bones and get that church safer. So, that's all. Anything to add, Theren? Oh, Theren tried to kick down the orphanage door and it didn't work.
Oh, Theren.
I simply gained entry to the building.
Well, you didn't. She had to open it, but...
I caused us to get into the building. Did I not?
Yeah, I guess that's something you could say.
No, sorry, Theren, I just... Sounds like it went great for you, Theren. You've got a stain on your clothes, you couldn't open a door. Cheers.
Sitting against the wall, push his back against it harder and lift his hips up a little bit to kind of show his abdomen more, to show like that mark and the stain on there, and then just sit back down. Demons are a hell of a thing, but...
Well, how about you guys? You went to the manor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tannis is good with words. He can explain it. I can talk about other things in a much simpler fashion.
Can't wait to hear both.
Thank you so much, Alizzato. Yeah, we did go.
We got a bomb.
You have a bomb.
Not on us.
Oh, wait, what?
Okay, all right, so we've sort of jumped a few details, and Alizzato, thank you so much.
Wait, like in here?
And shitty soup.
Awful, but that's not that. Okay, so all right. He's like looking at the worried expression on Zielle's face.
Me looking around for a bomb?
Okay, all right. So that and I know that sounds bad, but what happened was we went to the manor and we were talking, and they were very interested. They want you. You are the whole picture. The revolution was built around you. They were very disappointed that you did not come. However, they did still have something that we could do while we unfortunately did eat horrible soup. That was the worst soup I've ever had in my life. I didn't realize that you could mess up soup to that extent. Do you understand?
No, that's saying something, because you're a soup snob.
It haunts me.
You poor thing.
Anyway, but the bomb. Right, so after that, so they gave us a bomb, and they were sort of like, well, go and plant this, in this giant spectacle piece of the, what was it, Alizzato? There's something of the sun.
The Festival of the Blazing Sun.
Festival of the, yeah, so we did, and so we went, and we set a bomb. Pretty uneventful, really, although we did have a great conversation. What was his name, Alizzato, the god?
Did you say you set a bomb?
Yes, we did.
That is correct. There will be a massive sun to display the Baron's tenacity and love for the ever-glowing and vibrant sun amongst the fucking gray skies of Vallaki. So they're gonna wheel this fucking thing out. So Lady Wachter had us get this bomb. Tannis carried it. Tannis went ahead and put it inside of the fucking sun. I talked to a lovely bloke about art and the meaning of life, and then Tannis came in and also started talking about art.
Great conversation.
Meanwhile, I was having an existential crisis of my own, but then it was solved.
Oh, wait. You guys put a bomb in the center focal point of an event that every single person in this town is required to attend?
Don't worry, I know where you're going.
It'll be safe.
Yeah, I'd love to hear the details. That'd be great.
Lady Wachter is really interested in performing a coup against the Baron, but she is expecting this to all happen within the Festival of the Blazing Sun. A little ambitious if you ask me, but it seems like her heart's in the right place. Again, the thing that I believe we should all be not necessarily concerned, but a little bit more taking note of is her interest with you. She was very keen in having you there with us, and I don't really like that. But apart from that, she trusted us enough to give us this mechanism. So we placed it inside of the sun.
Trusted you or wanted to blame you if something went wrong?
Right, we could do a whole lot of changing the way that we say what the thing is, right? But at the end of the day, we need this mayor gone. We need a lot of things to change here. We planted a bomb. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Dozens of innocent people die?
No.
That seems to be the definition of this town, if I'm being honest. So if we don't change something, it's going to just be more innocent people dying. Unless, of course, you want to talk to someone and tell them exactly how much Sune is sad that people are dying.
That's worth it to you.
Everyone will die eventually. It's only a matter of time.
What about the children who are required to go?
And all the families.
They'll be right at the front. They want to see the floats.
It's a small mechanism. As far as I understand, it's not big enough to deal that sort of damage to the civilian populace.
All of this really is more of a demonstration. I think when the time comes, I guess perhaps Zielle, maybe that's why she wanted you there, because you think about things in ways that we did not think of clearly, and for that we apologize. But I do believe that when the time comes, Lady Wachter will be supplying a handful of her soldiers and followers that believe in the same cause. The tensions between the Baron and Lady Wachter are underneath the veil, but nonetheless there. Perhaps then, now that you all know, I will gladly stay in the grounds and make sure that no kids are the first to line up in front of the sun. Whatever it takes, we will have to make sure that we separate and keep the other more fragile individuals apart. But there will be, and you see that Alizzato struggles with the word, there will be a lot of death. We all, mind and spirit, must be ready for that.
Why does she have such an interest in Zielle?
Prophecy, I think. Something about the sun, and so when you showed up, they thought that it meant that you were the figure in this prophecy, and they don't have any proof, but there aren't many sun elves anywhere, so you can see why they might imagine the prophecy was about you, especially when you walk in wielding the holy light of Sune. With the cards and it was, what was her name? Ava?
The tarot?
Yes, I think so.
Madam Ava.
Madam Ava, yes, that was the one. No, so it was her.
She was there?
No, but it was her, like the prophecy, I suppose, came from her.
Ollie says he trusts this woman.
She mentioned, the outsider. dawning a new age to Vallaki. The coming of the outsider would bring in a great ruin, but a great triumph for Vallaki. Fuzzy, but...
I don't want to bring ruin to these people. That's exactly the opposite of what I'm trying to do.
No, I think, and I just kind of like get on my knees. No, you are. And you see my eyes, they go green. You are a light amongst this darkness, Zielle. I'm not one for prophecies nor telling of the tales, but you have a way of putting up with these two and myself that is unique. It's captivating. It's the ruin comes from what you will bring. The ruin is the bomb in the sun. The ruin is the blood that will be shed on Isaac's behalf, on the Baron's behalf, on everyone. And my eyes go to red, and there's like a disassociation that happens where I just kind of like look away from you, and I'm like, it's something that's coming for everyone. And then I come back to you. But not you. Not those who can see the sun, who felt its presence. This place needs people like you. And then I kind of look to Tannis and Theren and I go, this place needs people like you all.
What would the lady have us do? You've already accomplished it? We just sit back and watch now, or?
Yeah, you're just the figurehead of the revolution as far as I can tell. A rallying symbol. The people are going to see you and realize that their victory is at hand and be much more willing to shed blood, I think. And the bomb sort of signifies the collapse of an era. It's more of a symbol than it is a real weapon, but deadly.
Why should we lead other people to shed blood? We can do it on our own. We already carry these sins. It doesn't make a difference, but they're not like us. So many of them are just victims.
There has never been a showcase of strength and defiance as what will be showcased during the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Nothing can prepare the people for this. And I don't think, as much as the Baron may despise this, I don't think that people will be standing idly by when the bomb goes off. It will be chaos. A grin goes over my face. It's what's been coming all along. All we're doing is just giving it a little extra push. But if you don't feel comfortable with this, Zielle, I'm pretty sure Lady Wachter would love to have a conversation with you, but the bomb is in the Wicker Sun. We'd have to act fast.
Does this make this place better? Doing this?
We can try.
Do we trust this group enough to go through with this? Do you think it is worth it, Zielle?
This could make it safer for Irina and for all those orphans. I guess it would be nice to hear this prophecy and to talk to the lady. I don't know, Tannis, you had said that we might stay there or something. Is that still what you want to do, or?
I'm gonna probably stay there. Makes the most sense. It's a safe place.
And you, Theren? You're just coming into all this information too.
I'd like to learn more. Too many loose ends. I don't know if I trust it completely.
You're not going to trust anything completely, Theren. Only stupid people trust things completely.
This place is dark. It's not like the first village we came to. It's so sinister and sad. God, if one of those orphans was to be hurt in all this, I don't know what I would do. So I guess we have a day to think on it.
Anyways, you all must rest. We have a very long day tomorrow. I have to attend to the breeze and the trees and to her. So if you'll excuse me, I would like to return home now.
All right, we're meeting Millie at the church tomorrow morning. Do you want to just meet us there?
That sounds great. And then the one eye turns green, the other one turns red, and from the green one, just a tear comes down again. We'll meet tomorrow again.
Theron's going to stand up from the corner of the room and just walk over to the door and slowly hold it open.
I'll walk over to Theren. Who's the boy?
Shake my shoulder a little bit to shake the sword. Family.
I look over to you when you nudge your sword, take out a leaf, a green leaf, and then I take out a red leaf. I press them together, and I just kind of like slap them on your chest. Family's good. I had brothers once, long time ago. And I just leave with the leaves there.
Pause and wait a second as you walk through. Slowly shut the door behind you, grab at the leaves, and put them in my hand as I finish closing the door. And I'll go sit back down in the corner, hold the leaves in my hands as I rest my arms on my knees.
Tannis is just holding the bottle loosely. I'm just going to take it and take a swig.
Tannis is in a deep brood. You see like a smirk cross his face for just a second, and then he's remembering something, and immediate anger replaces it. He scoots a little bit farther away on the bed before looking at you guys and standing up, crossing his arms. Demon. He looks at the mark on your abdomen. You got mad at me and Alizzato for speaking vaguely, but all you've said was there was trouble and that demons are a hard time. What's on your abdomen? What happened? What was trouble?
The child that killed his parents, he was afflicted by something. By this. Point down towards my abdomen. We don't know exactly what it was, but it was held by an object. It was just a simple locket. It seemed like it was feeding on these kids. There's bite marks on them all. Some of them seem fatigued, tired, hurt. And there was markings throughout the entire building. On every bed.
And then what? You fought a demon?
We were forced into a fight, yes.
The child was so small. So alone.
By destroying the amulet, we destroyed it as well. While taking some damage ourselves.
Glad to see you're alright. I'm gonna go.
No, I'll go too.
Perfect. He will toss a glance back to Theren. It's pretty clear that there is just a level of... It's not necessarily distrust as in he thinks that you're lying, but there is that look of like, whenever you say something, I hate hearing it. Just because of the events and the conversations that you two have had, there's still just a level of pain there. So I think that's the look that he throws back to you, is a sort of like a pained anger. He is going to instinctually rub his wrist, the wrist of his interesting arm, and then he's just going to head out of the room.
When you're looking at Theren like that, the only thing that you get back from him is a look you haven't seen from him before. It's just a look of straight despair.
Tannis's anger softens as he sort of recognizes that. And he sort of clenches his jaw for a second. And in the most genuine tone I think he's had in a while, he just nods a little bit and says, "It does get easier with time. I'm sorry. For whatever happened, I don't know, but I'm sorry." And then he'll turn and leave.
Zielle will get up and go to follow Tannis. But before she leaves, she'll turn back. You're not alone anymore. Be easier if we carry it together, you know?
Theron's gonna stand up and walk towards the door. Shut it a little bit, not fully, but just enough where nobody can see in. Just turn around to Zielle, and you can see one tear going down the side of his face. And he just gives you a hug.
Screaming. Zielle is probably surprised for half a second, but as soon as she realizes, she'll wrap her arms around his waist and hug him back.
After a minute, he's just gonna let go. Open the door for her.
Good night.
You speak of this to no one.
Tannis, did you wait for Zielle? Are you down on the first floor? Are you outside? Or are you already walking to the Wachter house? If Theren held Zielle back for a moment, would you keep going?
If it's not clear that she's following, I don't think he would have a reason to stop and wonder where she is. So I think he would probably just assume that they had something to talk about, which I think he kind of assumed anyway, just because they had been through this little escapade. Yeah, I think I would have gone straight down and out, just sort of making a beeline for the Wachter house, trying to like lock into that professional mindset, get the job done, take the next step type vibe. So I think I'm outside probably.
We're going to stay in the Blue Water Inn. Theren, what are you doing after the other two exit your bedroom?
Grab that chair and drag it behind me as I walk over towards the window, take my typical spot, just sitting next to the window looking out.
You can see some starlight coming through the fog-covered skies of Barovia. Not a lot, but a twinkle here and there. Cold, chilly air coming through the window. Nice and relaxing as you just take these deep breaths and try to forget about the days past. And Zielle.
First, I would just knock on Tannis's door because it's right there, and I want to make sure he didn't go there. I know he's going to the Wachter house tonight, but I would check that first. So I'd knock, maybe like put my ear to the door if there's no response. Assuming I don't hear anything because nobody's in there, briskly like walk down and out and see if I can like see him going down the street or anything.
Before we exit the inn, can you give me an investigation check?
I suppose so. This is 11.
Zielle, as you exit Theren's door, Theren's was the last room. You go to Tannis, who is next. You listen, you give a knock. No noise, nothing. As you continue past, you go to your room next. Your room is right across from the staircase. And as you go to descend the stairs, you notice your door is cracked.
Oh. Can I listen at my own door first? I don't want to just barge in, but I'll maybe pull out my shodoll and creep closer.
Yeah, we can do another investigation check for this.
13, slightly better.
You notice the crack in the door. You can see the moonlight coming in from your window, faintly lit up the door. And as you peer your ear towards it, and you're listening very softly, you do hear a small clearing of a throat. Quietly, from a very soft voice.
I'm just gonna stand in the hallway, like I'm not gonna step in. I'm just gonna push the door open, stay in the hallway where, you know, there's people downstairs and I can be seen, and I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna push the door open. See what I see.
It slowly creaks its way open as the lantern light from downstairs begins to fill the room slowly, as it slides from one end to another, opening right to left. As you see a hooded man, gray cloak, hood up, sitting at the foot of your bed. As he begins to peel back the hood. No, please close it. No one can know I'm here. As you see
No.
white hair
No, my God.
begin to drape over his face as he reveals his soft, clean-shaven face to you.
She'll hesitate for a moment, but seeing that it is a face she recognizes, she'll step in and like slowly pull the door closed behind her. How did you get in my room?
I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be talking to you.
No, it's my room. How did...
Yes, I understand that, and I get that, but I'm concerned for your safety. And I get myself coming into your room uninvited is not the answer to that question, but it's hopefully a warning.
Why? What? There has to be something more specific than that.
I can't say much. The bones.
Yeah.
I fear if they're retrieved, I can't promise your safety if it means he can't have Irina.
What, just for spite, or...?
I do not know details. I just know him. I'm concerned for your safety and your friends, and I don't know what he would do. And I'm terrified to find out.
Vasily, I appreciate the warning. I do. Room broken into and all. But what am I supposed to do? Just break my promise to Irina? Just leave her to him? How could I do that?
I'm not asking you to give her up in the slightest. I just needed you to know what you were getting yourself into. He has eyes everywhere, he has ears everywhere, and he knows that you're after them.
Is there any other way to keep her safe? I mean, I don't know what to do? What else can stop him besides this?
I don't know what can stop him.
Will anyone else at the church be harmed if I leave it alone?
I'm not worried about the church, Zielle. I'm worried about the city.
Why do you work for him? Why? You seem kind and good, and he is everything that's not.
It's either this or death. I was propositioned just like everyone else in Barovia.
Well, what binds you to him? Like, you could come with us.
I could. But he'd know. It's not as simple to explain as you think. But it's not something I feel comfortable getting into right now. I'm not saying that this is definitive. I'm just worried about you, Zielle. For some reason, I haven't been able to stop thinking about you since you left. And if something were to happen to you, and I had the opportunity to warn you about it and stop it, and I didn't take it, I don't think I could live with myself. I'd rather Strahd hang me from the rafters.
I get it. I know how you feel. Every good thing that I want to do, every person I want to help, it just seems to be a dead end in Barovia. When do I find a way out? When do I get to actually help people? Because it doesn't feel like I am. We helped a child today possessed by a demon. He'll never be free. Free of a demon, sure, but he's murdered people, his own parents, his orphan mates. He'll never be able to let that go. I just want to help Irina. She could make a difference here. I don't know why I'm letting this all out. I'm sure you have to go. Please, I don't want you to get in trouble. You're too kind. I can't. It feels like more people are going to be hurt and it's going to be my fault.
There's never a right answer when it comes to Barovia. Sure, you can find yourself doing good, but the underlying situation is something you have to live with. One choice doesn't absolve you of the bad. One good deed doesn't cancel out the dead.
What's the point then?
This is your choice to make. All I wanted to do was make sure you were okay.
Yeah. I'm glad you're okay too. Will you please get back before anything bad happens to you? I'll go to give him a hug.
He'll stand up and softly give you a hug. Listen, if the bones and Irina mean that much to you, then follow your heart and do what is right. You're doing good by Irina, and that's someone you made a promise to. That does hold a little more strength than strangers of a city who would applaud your head on a pike if you did something wrong.
I wouldn't let them.
I think that's why I like you.
You're all right too. Get out of here.
It was lovely seeing you. I meant to bring you these as well. I know, Strahd isn't all that bad sometimes. As he hands you 4 slips of paper, tucked in envelopes. As he slips the hood up and closes the door behind him. You see they are addressed to not only you, personally. Tannis is written on one envelope, Theren on another, and Alizzato on the last. In beautiful, intricate script. A wax seal of a crow-like being in front of a long, thin shield with a castle at the top holds the envelope shut. You have not seen this wax seal in quite some time, Zielle. This is the same seal that held the letter from Aragol shut back at the Enchanted Hearth.
I guess she's gonna kind of like turn them over back and forth in her hand, looking at the names and the seal, and I'm gonna... First instinct is, of course, to open it, but she's going to wait because they're trying to work as a team here, and she wants to be open and honest with everyone, except she's not going to be fully honest because she's probably just going to tell them that they got left at her desk, and she's going to bring them the next morning. So she'll like tuck him into her bag or somewhere safe and sit on her bed for a minute. Have a little dissociation time.
Stare at the wall, you know?
Yeah, just for a second.
Finally taking some time to yourself, Zielle. Staring at the wall, saying your nightly prayers to Suni, and just winding down. Afterwards, you head on out and you make your way towards Wachter House, hoping that you can catch up to Tannis along the streets. But from there, we are going to move to Alizzato. Alizzato, you find yourself just outside the gates. Alizzato, would you please describe your house to everyone?
Ooh.
At the outskirts of the old Svalik Road, there's a series of houses, kind of look like abandoned cottages. They've definitely been seen some age and some are run down more than others. But towards the very end, there is one that is definitely seen more than its fair share of dust and spider webs and decay. It is a home that nobody would envision anybody to be living inside. The door is barely hanging on its hinges, but enough where if you prop it at a specific angle, it is still act as if it was closed. Walk in, grab the door, I lift it, you hear the heavy creak, and then I come back inside and I close the door, keeping an eye out to see if anybody's noticing me. The roof of this house is warped wooden shingles, and as I sort of come inside, I am greeted by a massive hole in the roof, where the only thing you can see from that is the night sky, the perpetual dark clouds above. There is all matter of plant life here. Nature has naturally taken its course over the entirety of this home. It's no longer a functioning home, it is just what remains. And there are, where the floor is, there are leaves scattered throughout the entire place. And these leaves are in a perfect pattern with a footstep that has been embedded into them. And I follow that same pattern. I don't step on the floor, I only step on the leaves. Until I get to a corner where there is a much larger pile of leaves like a makeshift bed. There are papers scattered throughout the entire floor. Writings, what looks like notes, diary entries, all just scrolls and scrolls and scrolls of papers and parchment, all black ink. It's the same black ink that I have on my forehead. On the very corner where the walls meet and there that pile of leaves, that makeshift bed waits there warm and inviting for me. There are two portraits, hand-drawn with the same black soot on the walls, almost like looking at each other, but me being able to look at both. You see one forest elf, very young-looking, with long hair, a semi-delicate drawn-in smile, with something underneath in Druidic written. I look at it and I go, Aliro. Nod my head towards this individual. And then on the other wall, there is a much different looking individual, a drow with a bald head, large pointy ears, and a set of glasses that barely hang on to the edge of the nose and a very stern look over their face. And I ponder at this individual for a while and I go, Viazato. Get into my nest of leaves and I just kind of clutch my knees together to my chest. And I begin to kind of tremble as I look up to the sky, and both of my eyes turn red. And then I put my head down and I cry for the night.
The sorrow that you feel upon your bed of leaves is almost overtaken by a warm sensation throughout your body. Whether it's all of your emotions coming to throughout the day, or just the warm snack that you had hours previous. As the tears finally start to dry up, you find your eyelids to become very heavy, and your stomach is oh so warm from a fresh pie. And Alizzato, the second your head hits your, can I say pillow?
Absolutely.
The second your head hits your pillow, you are out. Lights out. Like a sack of bricks hit that pillow. As your mind begins to dream in these colors that you haven't seen in a very, very long time. A happy sensation, joy takes over you. As you're flooded with all of these emotions and colors and warmth, it's as if you were tucked into a large blanket before you went to bed, and just the comfort is guiding you through your dreams. But as these colors, some you never even thought imaginable, begin to take over your vision, it begins to blur and you come to. Though you're coming to with a refreshing splash of water to your face. You are in the washroom, freshening up in the morning. Long blonde hair sits and falls in front of your eyes. With a hand, you tuck it behind those elf ears as you look up into the mirror. And from outside the washroom, you hear, "Aliro, are you almost ready?" What do you see in the mirror, Alizzato?
You see an energy that is not experienced by many in a lifetime. You see a young druid elf covered in an armor that on one shoulder blade there is a pile of green leaves that adorn it all the way down to like a belt. I'm almost. I'll be there as soon as I can. I just need a little bit of time.
No rush, you hear from outside. I'll be in the garden.
I look at the mirror and I just go, all right, today we make a difference. And I bolt out.
As you exit from what once was a small shack on the outskirts of Vallaki, you see forest, trees all about, no city walls in sight. It's a small cottage out in the forest. You see your mother about 50 feet away in a patch of color. Blues, reds, purples, flowers that you have grown to love and adore, ones that you know your mother adores as well. Well, there you are. What took you so long?
Sorry, I got distracted. I'm so excited. I find that every day becomes a new possibility, and I want to give every single day my best. I want to be able to, don't make me say it, all right? I'm trying, okay?
It's fine. That's why we have these lessons every day, Aliro. Now, come. It's time.
All right.
As she beckons you over to her garden, which is vibrant as ever, contrasted against the fog-covered sky of Barovia. Come here. Come close. As you see your mother up close. A forest elf just like you, long, red, gorgeous hair, all tied in a braid covering over her right shoulder. A flowy green dress, now covered in dirt. As you can see, she's been out here for quite some time. As she bends down to the earth and you see a singular stem protruding from the earth. Come on, hands on the floor, just like we saw.
Giddy with joy, put my hands on the floor.
The flowers around you have grown to love life, Ollie. They bloomed because they wanted to see what the world could be. They wanted to make their own difference in the world. Barovia is so gray, Aliro. So why don't we bring a little color to it? Show it that life has more meaning than just gloom.
Yeah, I like that.
Now I started this one for you. Now it's your turn. Make it bloom. I believe in you.
Focus, and I still hold on to that smile, but I'm looking at the stem that's slightly rising, and I just kind of close my eyes, still kind of giddy with that joy, that energy buzzing all around me. Open one eye towards my mother, and I go,
Don't look at me. Keep them closed and keep your focus. You've got this. Instill it with the whimsy of life. Let it know all that it has to do is bloom. And we know how beautiful it is. It doesn't need to explain itself. It just needs to show us who it is.
I'll cast Wither and Bloom, harness all the energy of the land and the wind to course through me and bind me to the earth so that I can find the roots and give it life.
You're able to connect with those roots It's almost like you're connecting with your own mother through a family tree. You find those roots with your palms on the earth, feeling the dirt and soil beneath your fingers. And you're able to trace those roots, all of them, up to a singular stem. Up that stem, 1 leaf, 2 leaf, 3 leaf, until you get to the top small little bud. And with all of your focus and all of your might, every last ounce of willpower you have, eyes scrunched shut, you hear your mother gasp. Ollie, open them.
Did I do it?
You see a bloomed, bright red, vibrant flower face to face with you.
Instantly, that smile goes away, and it is adoration. A deep moment of absolute silence where I just sort of look at it. And then I take my fingertips and I just caress the petals. You're here. You are here. And I just kind of look up at my mother.
She stopped looking at the flower and has watched over you the entire time, watching you take in this moment of your first flower budding by your own hand. And you see her eyes are welled with tears, but a bright smile is across her face. I'm so proud of you. As your eyes begin to cloud over once more and are awoken again with the splash of water. Alizzato, this dream repeats itself throughout the night. Just that pure moment of bliss and love. And with that, we are going to end tonight's episode.
Oh.
Damn it, Ryan!
Lore.
Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See, Barovia can have a happy ending.
Yeah, okay.
I'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Come back for more. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You're gonna get more hugs next episode.
No, you're not.